This is Grant Putnam Landscaping. Just met Anderson at the property. If you got a couple crabapple trees, some hornbeam trees, looks like some arborvitae on the other side of this wall. So the crabapple trees should be sprayed with fungicide, along with the 2 dogwood trees, which are in the back of the property, in the spring, to prevent common diseases such as apple rust disease on the crab apples. Especially since you have these cedars in the property, because the cedars are actually the host of the disease and they pass it back and forth with the crabapple trees. We got some very beautiful mature trees here, purple leaf beech. This usually gets aphids in the spring. I noticed that a lot this spring, which are insects, and it kind of just ruins the aesthetics of the tree for the rest of the year. So usually we have to spray these with horticultural oil around this time of the year to get rid of that. Okay. The boxwoods, you do have boxwoods around the property. Those very commonly get leaf miner insect or scale. So those, again, need specific treatments to promote their health and prevent insect damage. Then there's hedges of holly all around the property. Same thing, those actually usually get scale. So horticultural oil is like the most environmentally safe method of a foliar spray that suffocates insect populations. So that's typically used on majority of the trees and plants in the property several times a year. Blue Atlas cedar, Colorado blue spruce, all look in good health. I would say you want to probably do deep root feeding for the larger trees that could use just regular maintenance as far as fertilizing. So all these kind of 40 to 50 foot tall trees, just do regular fall deep root feeding and just promote their health over time, fight off diseases and whatnot. The sycamore, which are these trees along the side of the driveway, they need special treatments to prevent anthracnose disease. Okay, it looks like there's 3 of those sycamore trees. The green giant arborvitae, probably every 2 years, I suggest trimming those back. Okay. Then there's also the fact that we got to get some deer spray on this on a consistent basis. Those are considered deer resistant, the green giants, but they get eaten during the winter. We've seen those get really damaged before. So we suggest spraying those, as long as all the arborvitae as well. Over here there's a different type of arborvitae that's trimmed into a hedge form. They also eat all the hollies in the property. They typically won't eat boxwood. Then they'll eat the taxus or the yew, which are on the other side around the pool. Okay, those you always get eaten by deer. So it's smart to kind of protect your plants from these common issues. Definitely hit this with deep root fertilizing. You can see they get a little bit of damage from the storms the last couple of years. Then you've got some dogwood. You've got 1, 2, 3 dogwood trees on this side of the property. Again, those are fungicide sprays. These 2 beautiful specimen trees, Jat maple. I would put mulch underneath these trees so you don't whack that with the weed whacker, as that's what's going on right now. The weed whacker will cut a slice into the bark and allows insects and whatnot to get in there. So this should be mulched underneath. Maybe you could put a Vinca ground cover if you don't want to look at the mulch. Promote its health, because it doesn't look super healthy. You can see a lot of the leaves are dropping. So again, blast this with deep root fertilizer. Keep the deer off this tree, and then mulch underneath both trees would be a good idea. All the trees along this side look very healthy. Again, you got more green giants on that side, so all deer spray for all these evergreen trees. Got more boxwood going around the pool. Same thing. You can protect that against the common insects. The deer have been chomping on these large hollies. Got to get sprayed for deer. That's the taxus, or U, also known as U, above the wall. I think Anderson mentioned those are actually coming out, so we won't have to worry about those. We'll give you a quote on the irrigation starting at this stone fence here, going up the property. So we'll give you a quote on the irrigation. We'd have to discuss where the backflow preventer is coming outside of the house over here, because it's all stone veneer. That's something to be discussed in the future. Okay. And these look okay. Give you a quote on tick spray as well, just in case you have pets or kids running around outside. These guys get another insect called the Norway spruce, get something called white pine weevil, very common. So these guys, again, usually we do is we hit those with a special application in the spring, an insecticide at the very tip of the tree, and that prevents that common insect from causing a problem. A lot of the trees have been pruned over time here. This maple tree has been pruned, that's why it's kind of in an elliptical shape. Here's another dogwood tree which has a fungus issue. So again, that should be hit as well with the fungicide. What we don't want to spray the horticultural oil are all the red maple trees. There's 3 on here, there's 3 in the back, and there's 1 Japanese maple in the back as well. That's it. Thanks for the opportunity.